Hey, everyone. Hey. It is your girl, Precious Williams, and welcome back to another exciting edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show. I'm hoping to have you here for a short time today, but I would be remiss if I didn't share with you something that means the world to me. 2 years ago, yes, and this episode is all about 2 years ago today, my first book, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for Women Entrepreneurs and Speakers Only, debuted today. I remember speaking to Sharon Monet. She is my book coach. She's also the publisher of penlegacy.com. I remember when we had this conversation. I was 40 years old, right? And we talked, and other people had come to me about, ghostwriting for me, or, me getting a book out there. But because I knew Sharon from when she worked at CNN, she wrote about me as the Entrepreneur of the Month for June 2015 for CNN. It was like all the stars aligned. And she said, "Oh, where that bug at?" I'm trying to shrink away. And I'm really thinking, I don't really need no book. I'm a killer pitch master. Wrong. And she said, "What's the title of the book?" Bad Bitches and Power Bitches. Okay, you got the title, but you don't have a book. I was like, well, I had an outline, but I can't really work for the outline. And I truly sent her my outline. She said, "Girl, there's 3 or 4 books in one." And she said, "You're a speaker. I'm a writer. You're in my realm now." And I can't tell y'all what that meant to me, because I had to really bow down to someone who was a master in their craft. And she told me I had 2.5 months to write this book. 2.5 months. And in 2.5 months, the book was written. And then our queen, the editing queen, Carla M. Dean, she got to work on it. And when she finished, of course, typesetting and all that kind of stuff, and got the cover done, Christian Kwan. I didn't want my picture on it. I just didn't want anything to stand in the way of it not selling. Yeah, I have to be honest. I didn't think I had a big enough anything to actually have so having this microphone meant the world. And didn't do any promo, like none of all the things that I do, all the things that I'm known for today. I was so afraid. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I was so afraid. I didn't know. I didn't think anybody would buy. So I thought 2 people would buy, and that would be it. I woke up that morning, October 28th. We didn't even do pre-sales. That I'm telling you, this is wait, really. My coach, Ty Goodwin, called me. She said, "Your book's #1." What? Started crying because I couldn't believe it. I didn't look at Amazon. I didn't look at anything. And when I saw that it was #1 at $19.99, 1995 or 1999, I was stunned. And it stayed there, and it stayed there, and it stayed. And I remember posting on social media like, "Oh my God, it's #1. Oh my goodness, we didn't do it." Like, oh my goodness. And I had one of the top speakers in the world call me to tell me to change the title so it can get sold to the government. The title was going to stop people from buying it. And she and I went forward with this title anyway. Why am I telling you all this? Because sometimes you just got to go your own way. Go your own way. Here I'm thinking I'm the killer pitchmaster, whether I wrote a book or not. This book sells more now, 2 years later, than it did when it first debuted. This book, tech companies, financial services companies, banks, organizations, nonprofits buy this book in bulk. And I'm just so proud. 2 years later, I wrote this book when I was 40. I am now 42 years old. And if you all just celebrate with me, I'm so excited that I did this. I did this. And I want to throw up confetti. I want to act up and everything, but I have a commercial to shoot tomorrow. So I'm very oh. The reason why you have to celebrate the small and the big. I thought that this would be something so small, and it catapulted my career. When the government bought this book, no question about the title, I couldn't believe it. And 2 years later, I had my first webinar with Yelp. a paid speaking engagement. They bought 100 of these, 100 of my third book. They bought 100 of my third book to give out. But it started with this. I didn't realize that Forbes magazine would review this with an article called Pitching is Bitching, still up now. Reviewed by Black Enterprise, Upscale Magazine, Heart and Soul Magazine, purchased in Canada and all over the world. And it all began with the dream when I won the Black Enterprise National Elevator Pitch Championship on May 16, 2013, where I was given the title Killer Pitch Master. And they called me backstage a bad bitch. And it just made sense. Bad bitch with high pitches. So I want you all to know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Today has been just so amazing in so many ways, right? So let me share with you what has happened on a 2-year anniversary. When I wrote this book, I was happy. I was glad that it sold. And then Sharon came back to me and said, well, you have to write a book a year. You got to keep the momentum going. Now, I didn't want to do that. I was like, can we just go with that? And I'm glad that she showed me that you have to keep the fire burning and people are going to keep buying because they're learning something from me. So then came Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, the workbook. That was great. And then came my third Pitching for Profit. I bring these up just to say, you never think a book will change your life. Mine is a business book. It's not a memoir. It is a business book. It's a 4-time book of the year finalist in business, sales, and economics. I'll never forget when I went to Times Square and I saw my billboard there, and I couldn't believe that was it. When I was 5 years old, I knew I'd have a billboard in Times Square. I don't think I ever thought it would come true, but it did. So I'm trying to keep you along today, but I just want to celebrate with you all and let you know. Shout out to Sharon Monet. Shout out to Carla M. Dean. Shout out to Christian Kwan. 2 years later to the day I wrote, I'm speaking at Yelp and they rebooked me. That's how good. They love my webinar, want to bring me back again. When you get paid speaking engagements, when companies recognize what time it is, it's a beautiful thing, and to be rebooked again. I thank everyone who showed up today to prove that I have an audience and that Yelp brought their own audience. And I went on LinkedIn and I had all of these connection requests, and I asked them specifically to put in there that you're coming from Yelp. People are booking consultation. It's the perfect way of knowing that my vision, Sharon's vision, it literally came true. Today, 2 years to the day, I wrote my first book. A top HBCU bought my book for their entrepreneurial students. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, what? What? And it's not Spelman. Because, I would drop Spelman and y'all know, they already bought books. So, you know. But I would tell you it's in the Atlanta University Center. This week, I judged a competition in the Atlanta University Center and had a conversation where they really love my energy. They love that you can be a subject matter expert and be hella boring, but I brought this energy and I taught even as they were doing their pitches, and it was just wonderful. And to know I came out of the Atlanta University Center. I'm a Spelman grad, proud Spelman grad, spring 2001, class of 2001. 20 years later, here we are. And I'm so happy. For Yelp to buy 100 books, for a prestigious HBCU to buy the book. And then later on today, I'll tell you, this day was amazing. One of my clients, y'all don't always know who my clients are, but I have a client who is a NASA climate scientist and a visiting professor in environmental studies at Barnard College here in New York. He was on Yahoo Finance and he won this very prestigious award, I think in France. And he brought up how, environmental issues also affect racial justice and the racial imbalance and how things are dealt with. And I sat and watched his interviews with so much pride. I am so excited that I can work with NASA climate scientists. I can work with professors. And I am a professor at Babson College. When you create your own lane, you can dominate. And you can have esteemed people like that come to want to work with you. When they win awards or when they need to fine tune their sound bites. So yes, I am the killer pitch master. And yes, that was a media interview. And when I tell y'all he was going in, try to cut him off, he like, I'm in there. I'm going to get my words out. And I was like, you did it. You made sure they didn't cut you off. You did. Oh, I was so proud. And we talked about the sound bites you need to get out there and how to make these points and illuminate and say things that they're not expecting, and to do it with class, ease, grace, but also with power. And I thank you, Christian, for working with me. I thank you for making me proud as a Black woman. You did that. Got a client who's a NASA climate scientist. I don't even want to know. He was killing the game. And I'm very, very proud of him. And so starting in December or January, I'll be working on my 4th book. I'm going to be with Penn Legacy, Sharon Monet, Carla M. Dean, Christian Kwan. And my article in the Wall Street Journal is coming out in November. So y'all get ready. I'll let y'all know the day it comes out, because y'all know I'm going to run and buy a whole bunch of them. Or you take the link off the website. I am very excited to see what the future holds, but I can tell y'all I'm in the present right now. I'm in the present, and I have presence in the presence. I got booked for a major event on November 19th, and I can't wait to share it with you all. I'm the keynote speaker at a pretty big event, and it's nice to be asked. It's nice to make the big ask. It's nice to know that my skill set is so appreciated that whether I'm speaking for an hour or 10 minutes, it's worth paying for. And that don't be afraid to make the big ask. Don't be afraid to make the big ask. The worst they can say is no. And sometimes you might educate them on why it's important. So as a Black woman from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri, who is now a professor at a prestigious institution, coming out of Spelman College, yes, coming out of Rutgers School of Law, Newark, no longer an attorney, no longer bound by that, and creating my own lane and just loving it and watching my clients truly succeed. It's amazing. So I just want to share this all with you all. If you have comments to make, I see that I have some comments. I just want to address them. I can't, if you're on Facebook or anything, let me know. Okay. Let me just see what's up with my peeps. Joy Lynn, I felt that let me see. I felt putting the picture on my nonfiction book would hinder sales as well. But after I started following you and then booked my first consult with you, I revised my book and added my picture. Thank you for that confidence and courage. You better believe it. Maureen, Joy Lynn, it's been such a pleasure. Y'all don't know, Joy Lynn is such an awesome client, but she's also a master at publishing. She's a master at it. She just had her conference in Las Vegas, a hybrid conference, live and virtual. And she was literally schooling people on not just having a book, but how do you leverage that book to create programs, how to get into bigger spaces, how to do this and that. And she is so thorough. Let me tell you, this queen is up for the U.S. Is it the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, or the SBA? She is up for a major award. I want her to win because this woman is certified. Do you hear me? Masters roll with masters. I am not the publishing genius at all. I just wrote a book, but it takes people like Joy Lynn to be able to show you how to position it. People like Sharon Monet, Penn Legacy, to show you what you need to do with it. And she will always tell people, precious people think they're going to have the same results that you have. She said they didn't know you had a name before that. I said, girl, my name was Mud. I rebuilt that with God's grace and mercy. And so when Joy Lynn speaks, y'all, you're trying to put a book out there, you need to go is it Pathways to Publishing? Joy Lynn, drop the info on them, let them know what time it is. Because if you having a book is cute. I promise you, it's cute. But if you're not making sales, I told you my books are selling more than they did when I first came out. And I thought I was doing big time then. No, ma'am. It's even better today. Having it sold to companies, corporations, nonprofits, and foundations, and knowing how to ask to make that happen. And not just saying, oh, you got to buy it. No, no, no. You got the point of the matter is everybody would love to be a New York Times bestseller, Amazon bestseller. But sometimes when you're selling off your website, they can't capture that. And I don't know about you, I'd rather have the money and I know the sales than waiting on somebody else to tell me. Joy Lynn, you are on point. Maureen, relationship building. Hi, precious. Hi, Maureen. I'm so glad you're here. Tina, I was on Facebook. Thank you. I love my queen. She's always, yeah, y'all know Tina be about that life. Tina says, congratulations, Joy Lynn. Joy Lynn has www.pathtopublishing.com. You all, books are big business and things are changing. And Sharon and Joy Lynn will tell you, yeah, it sounds great to sell out of the trunk of your car, to sell at expos and stuff like that. But there are ways that you can sell in bulk. That's easy. It's easier for me than to have to, but start where you can, but get the proper instructions so you don't leave money on the table. I'm telling you, it matters. And, listen, take advantage of every opportunity, y'all. I told you I wanted to be in the biggest tech companies. I want to be in the mid-sized tech companies, and I don't have a tech degree. But what I can teach in pitching is amazing. For novices to take value, from experienced people to take value, for me to create boot camps for speakers, boot camps for people who want to pitch their businesses, their brands, their books, their products and services in such a unique way. It's amazing. So I want you all to know, I'm celebrating 2 years when my first book came out. My second book came out in June 2021. My third book came out in April 2021. That's every year a book has been created. 2022 is going to be no different. Creating books and creating miracles, letting God create miracles out of my books. I don't sell books just to sell books, but it's a leveraging thing. It's leverage. I'm an expert. And it's not because I say it, it's because Forbes says it twice. It's because, I've been on a lot of shows. It's because my clients are hella popping. I got two testimonials today from Yelp and also from one of my clients, Anita, who is the executive director of an Alzheimer's dementia center that works with families and Alzheimer's dementia patients and giving them the kind of service you can't find anywhere else. And in working together, her organization raised the most money they've ever raised in the history of their organization from their fundraiser. And all I can do is say, thank you for trusting me. Thank you to the sister who recommended me to Anita. And we're going to do it again next year. So I love that you all come to support, and just know everything I do is not on social media. I know a lot of people didn't know I was working with a NASA climate scientist or professors or things. Not everything is meant to be told because you want people to shine and then you put them on blast. And so when I tell you, I feel so good in my skin. I feel so good that I'm Precious Latanya Williams. I feel so good that Spelman College, Morehouse College, the AUC, Harris Stowe State University in St. Louis, Missouri, George Washington University in Washington, D.C., Rutgers School of Law. Like, I am associated with some of the greatest. University of Iowa, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, creating programs for even higher education. I didn't even see myself in that realm, but I'm being brought in. That's what I'm saying. Y'all get good in one. People will bring you into other spaces. I promise you. But you have to be narrow. You have to be narrow first and get so good they can't deny you. People will start seeing you in other spaces, but you got to penetrate the market. You got to penetrate. I don't have the billions of dollars that a Google, LinkedIn, or Microsoft may have. But just by being associated with them, it provides bigger, more financially lucrative opportunities to really showcase why I started with by myself. And as I'm building my team, and I'm so proud of what we've been able to do. I didn't start here. I started by myself. I started with Curvy Girls Lingerie. And even though it died in 2016, Perfect Pitches survived longer than Curvy Girls. So I'm telling you, count it all joy. I had to reimagine life, and I'm so glad that one thing brought me to the place that I'm in today. And then being a killer pitch master, writing 3 number 1 best-selling books, being in the right networks, finding out what works and what doesn't, charging what I'm supposed to be charging. It matters. And I want you all to know that from the bottom of my heart. Does anybody have any questions? We celebrating, okay? So let me look at your comments. Tina, you are beautiful and blessed beyond measure. Keep going, Queen. Thank you so much. And you know my grandmother. I see you, PD, Big Precious. Tina Williams, one word, legend. Thank you. Facebook user, please tell me who you are, Facebook user. Thanks for the reminder. Y'all were magnificent. What did Marianne Wilmington say? It's not our darkness, it's our light that scares us. We're more powerful than we know. I want y'all to know that. Joy Lynn, Precious, you are truly blessed to have a publisher who is a true partner in helping their authors achieve literary and financial literary success. Your publisher is a rare gem and proof that you don't have to publish with a big publisher to have a big shots fired, which is exactly what you and Penn Legacy is doing. Yes, Queen. Joy Lynn, thank you, Tina Williams. Yes. Facebook. Sorry, Maxine. Hey, Maxine, what's good, y'all? And so again, y'all, as you all know, this is the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitch Master. So this is another just short edition. But thank you all. This journey has just begun. That's what's even crazier. The journey has just begun. When I look at this, y'all, I look back here. I'm like, look at me. Look at her all cute. Look at me, my little natural. Oh, God. Look at me. You know, I look at this and I'm like, this is me. This is me. Let me help you slate all competition with a killer pitch. Hashtag killer pitch master. Shout out to Erin Michelle Silber, my photographer, who knows how to just get me. She just knows. I mean, look at this. Look, that's a combination of me and her. Look at that, right? I remember my friend Regina and I, this was in our homeless journey together. We're close to Riverside Church. And we were walking down, what street was that, 160? I don't know. And I saw this ring, I promise you, was in the ground. And I saw something sparkling. And I pulled it out of the ground. This is a handmade ring, y'all. It has never left my hand since I put it on that day. And it was my commitment to God to say, thank you for everything. I know I'm going to come back harder. I know. My commitment is I'm going to give you the glory, the honor, and the praise. I don't care who I'm in front of. I do not care. Thank you for second chances. Thank you. I went from not writing books to having 3 number 1 bestsellers. I work with a great book coach and publisher. This year, she published the most books in the history of her company, wrote 3 or 4 children's books that's just straight popping. She works with Evelyn Braxton from Braxton Family, the mother from Braxton Family Values. I have sent women to her, and now we have Joy Lynn. I'm telling y'all need to get with these women. Y'all have books in you. I'm not saying it can't be a memoir, it could be whatever, but how do you leverage it? Don't write a book just to be writing, because I don't know about y'all. I need to sell these books. Because I invested to make sure that my books were on point. And yeah, there are people who are like, oh, you should be with this big company. Listen, if you can get it, great. But I'm telling you, I saw from the ground up how to create a bestseller and how to put myself out there in Front Street, how to make the big ask, because no one's going to ask better than me. No one's going to put the PR, the magic, the communication to go in any lane I want to go. That's my skill set. And I work with the masters to make sure we're all on point. And that's why I want to give a shout out to the masters on this call. Tina is a master. Joy Lynn is a master. I thank you all. Ty Goodwin is a master. That quiz, we created 2 quizzes together, about to do some more. People who can put together great Facebook ads, not just for sales, but also to get you out there so that more people will do it. And y'all, tomorrow, I'm so excited. I'm shooting a crowdfunding campaign in a commercial, so it's exciting. because I'm going to do something with I Fund Women. And so it's going to come out in the middle of November. Please look out for it. I'm not introducing new products. I am looking for you all's help. I am reintroducing Precious L. Williams to the world. There are companies, corporations, nonprofits, foundations, entrepreneurs, and speakers who do not know that I exist. And I want to bless them. I want to hashtag rock the mic. I want to hashtag speaker test. I want to hashtag get that true tea about what I am capable of, what my team is capable of. And we built this from the bottom up. Whenever I'm at the Luminary, shout out to Kate Luzio, her team, and be a luminary. Going from being an illumination grant winner, I walked into the Luminary with an illumination grant because I, at the time couldn't afford to pay to be a member. Went from being an illumination grant winner to being a full-fledged member, to shooting a MasterCard ad campaign in the Luminary, to being recommended by Kate to even speak to Yelp to do an interview. I did an interview with them. They were like, hold up. Can you speak at our conference? I wasn't even supposed to be in the conference. They made room for me to be in the conference. Once I did that, in 9 minutes and 23 seconds, they were like, you got to bring her in because she's got to do a webinar. We got to see this. The bigger people wanted to see it. And y'all made it the #1 RSVP in their history. And then y'all showed up for me. And then these other companies never heard of me, but they showed up. So when I tell you, how do you get referrals? How do you get people to remember that you exist and that you have a unique talent that most people don't? Yes, there are a lot of publishers out there. There are a lot of coaches out there, but they ain't all good. Most of them are average, random, and ordinary. So I need y'all to check testimonials. Who's got I got the juice, I got the sauce. Who got it? Because that's who you need to work with. Are people really succeeding? Are people really succeeding in working with that person? Not everybody has to succeed because it's everybody can't be 100. But if people are succeeding and they're moving the needle, that's why you need to work with the masters. When people write business books and it's taken very, very seriously, not just by Forbes or whatever, it can be taken seriously by local news. It can be taken seriously. There's a reason why. There is a campaign. There's a process to it. And you need to work with people who have a thorough process. They're putting on conferences. They're doing programs that are going to get you out there. You may not be in the Wall Street Journal until 5 years later, but it's worth it. Last night, I came home after being at the Luminary and we did a women's small business pop-up. I was tired. My intern, she had such a great time. Came home. And I'm going to be working with the Atlanta Pitch Summit, which has a 10th anniversary this year. Y'all know I was at the first one 10 years ago, and I met Robert Townsend. I pitched a show. Did it go anywhere? No. And I'm so glad that I can say this to all of you. Sometimes you're ahead of your time. Whoever knew that when I met him in 2011 at the first Atlanta Pitch Summit, flew out there with a hope and a dream. 2 years later, he crowned me as the winner of the Black Enterprise National Elevator Pitch Competition. Do you see? That was 2 years in between that. I went from pitching to him to literally pitching on Shark Tank and all of that. He gave me the title Killer Pitch Master. So when I walked into Shark Tank, think about that. These things all happen the way they're supposed to. I wasn't supposed to sell a show then, but I was supposed to pique his interest. I went from piquing his interest to being crowned champion. My last competition, national. And then here I am at the 10th one. I'm a day one. And I'm telling you all, it would be nice if everything happened the first time. But sometimes it takes time. You got to build credibility. You got to build up the testimonials. You got to have the client successes. You've got to be able to show that you stay consistent through a pandemic, an economic downturn, and social unrest. You still writing. You still putting it out there. I know some people don't want to hustle and grind. Sometimes in the beginning, that's what you do. And then you get to a point where you don't because your work speaks for itself. I'm still as hungry as when I started. And I think that's what bothers people. I'm so hungry because I was blessed with a talent and being down for a few years and then coming out and being like, I want to show the world. Thank you what second chances can do. Thank you to all the women and the men who blessed me to give it to you all. And I thank you all. There go my mother B. There go be my mother, my queen mother B. Shit, Cherie. I see you, Queen. I was just about to put you on blast. This woman is a PR public relations maven out of Beverly Hills. I feel like I can't even talk to her, but she talks to me. She talks to me. Do you know how honored I feel? I'm in New York City. This woman has been on the phone with me. She showed me love. That's what I'm saying. When you meet the masters, they don't always have to be splashed across page 6. They are great at their craft and they let their work speak for them. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you. I want to make sure I acknowledge everyone here tonight, and I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all know I'll talk a good game. Okay, Facebook, you, Maxine, is this you? Go, Precious, go. So proud of you. I'm so thankful. Robin, my agent Ray, thank you so much. I met her at Profit Con. That was in Weehawken, New Jersey, with Mike McAllis, the author of Profit First. That was the closing keynote, and so I'm so thankful. Agent Ray, we was kicking it hard. She bought my Pitching for Profit, my cup. She was just with me, and I'm so honored that you would show up tonight, Queen. Thank you, Tina. Let's see, that's gorgeous. I love it. Cherie, Darnice Burrell. Y'all need to know about the Burrell communication. Y'all need to know. This woman is on point. And that's why I say working with masters. A lot of people can tell you about PR. How about somebody who's been doing it for 30 years? I feel like Cat Williams. Don't worry, I'll wait. Because that means she's seen the ups and downs and she knows what she's doing in media. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to position people. She knows how to get your mind right. And I'm honored that she cares. And I'm Queen Bee. She's Mother Bee. Think about that. I got my Queen Tina on her. Tina, I see your crowns are right here. Tina sends me angels. You think I don't have them, Queen? You don't want me to drop the T on them, do you, Queen? This is what she said. This is, you ever heard people sitting at the round table? I literally have angels on my table in front of me with my awards because these angels hold sway. They make sure I keep it moving. I have 4 or 5 of them, right? Oh, I got 5 of them. I will pull them all out, but you ain't ready for all that. I got 4 or 5 of them, and I got my awards around. I got my candles. I got my crown. I got my money cake. Tina, everything around her is you. You can see it. She sent me pillows and stuff with my face on it. And so these are the kind of women that will show love or send you nice things in the mail just to remind you that you're not alone. So y'all need to find some Mother Bees. Y'all need to find some women who've been in the journey and want to see you succeed and make sure you show up and you show out. To all of you, I want to thank you all so very much on my 2-year anniversary of my first book coming out. Cherie, I don't know if you heard that a major HBCU bought my books for their entrepreneurial students. I had my first Yelp webinar today, killed it, and they rebooked me. So book busy and paid speaker. Hashtag booked and blissful. Let's see. Yelp bought 100 books, and now they're going to be buying more. My client, who is a NASA climate scientist and a visiting professor at Barnard College here in New York, he's Slate on Yahoo Finance, and I'm just in there like, that's my client, killing it. And working on the 4th book, and just having a blast. So if you all have something in you to write, put it out there. Get around the right people. You need your PR people. You need your publishers. You need coaches. You need the right people around you. But they have to demonstrate that they've done it, and they've done it exceptionally well. Not just somewhat, exceptionally well. And again, I thank you all. Let me make sure I acknowledge everyone here. Tina, let's go. Tina was right there at the Yelp thing. And the first question that Ali asked, I knew it came from you because you said legend. I said, only Tina calls me legend. I love it. Tina, love it. Alma, congrats on this wonderful journey, Queen. Thank you so much, Alma. Cherie, I'm proud of you as well. Mother B, you have been a voice in this world. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Cherie. I thank you all so very much for being here on my 2-year anniversary. Tomorrow, meeting with my intern again. Y'all know, listen, I got an intern and she's wonderful, and she's a student at SUNY Purchase. And she has been here with the 2 pop-ups we've done. And tomorrow we're going to shoot this crowdfunding campaign. We're shooting a commercial and just doing some amazing things. So if you think you know how I move, you really don't. Telling you, I'm about to blow your mind. Hashtag shock and awe. Y'all know. So packing for tomorrow. I believe I'll be in Boston this weekend because I'm meeting with my investor friend out of Silicon Valley. Oh, yeah, I think I don't know people out of Silicon Valley. I do. So we're going to have some fun, chop it up in Boston. And so I love you all. Thank you all so very much for my 2-year anniversary. We're going higher and higher. And I'm thankful to God every day for second chances. I love this ring, and it is my commitment to making sure that every day I stay grateful, I stay humbled, but I walk in the purpose and in the greatness that He has placed before me. I thank you all for being here with me tonight. Keep moving forward, having the right people in your life. When you see people that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they're trying to bring you down, you need to exit stage left. I promise you, it'll be so much better for you. It sounds painful now, but you need to be around those who are moving and shaking, who will push you, who will make sure that you stay on the right trajectory. You can have bad moments, but you can't stay there. I'm so glad that I have a great support network, and I am thankful. So you all have a wonderful night. This is your girl, Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious, the proud host of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitch Master. And these are those moments that you just want to celebrate with everyone. And it's 2-year anniversary, and there's so much more we're going to do. Hashtag shock and awe. Hashtag Killer Pitch Master. Hashtag pitching for profit. Hashtag pitch please. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.